Heyo everybody and welcome back to DRG. Today we are technically doing a viewer build since previously on the last worst build people have asked, hey, you should do Big Bertha and Electro Mindlets without any overclocks. And to be honest, I literally have just done this with the Elite Deep Dive that I recently did. I'll link it down in the description or in the the thing that the cards, I think was what they're called. I'm not actually too sure. I've never messed with them, so I think I'll do that. But anyway, in that Elite Deep Dive, I had combat mobility and electro mindlets with modifications and no born ready. And you might be seeing that there is also no born ready here. Yeah, this one's going to be again awful. So let's get down into the mission, shall we? So, we are also going to be doing a hot drop. At least I just want to do a hot drop just because I think it's fun. Into Rival Presence. This is something that comes along with MCR testing. And we are doing a very short mining mission as it is 200 Morkite. So this should be kind of fun. Now, of course, in a hot drop scenario, you do get a little bit of damage resistance and a berserk-like effect whenever you do drop in. You also do a little bit of an explosion, and there is Molly. I do need Molly over here. This shouldn't be that bad because it is... Oh my god, I kind of forgot that autocannon doesn't one-shot these guys. This shouldn't be that bad because it is Big Bertha, and I think Big Bertha is a lot better than... Where is Molly coming in from? We have to go all the way back there. At least coming in literally from the wall. Okay, well, we have to figure out our way back up to the drop pod room. Just to get all the Morkite that was in the drop pod room and do all that stuff. So, I think Big Bertha, at minimum, is alright for... This is what I'm talking about the Berserk effect. It lasts for a very long time, for whatever reason, and you're also, like, faster during this Berserk-like effect. I'm not too I think that's underneath me, so I don't need to really worry about that. I mean, if there's a hole, I absolutely will have to worry about that, but for now, I don't care about it. Also, remember we don't have Born Ready. So, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. So while I am going through this, this is the... I think this might be the drop pod area. I've always thought that Big Bertha is just better because it does a lot more damage and also is a slower rate of fire weapon. I have no idea where that patrol bot went, but it definitely went somewhere. We're also using Veteran Depositor instead of the other one because I wanted to play with Veteran Depositor for... Did we just land at the very end of the mission? No, we did not. Okay, well, I am... Uno... How was that? Is that a Molly? I think that might be a Molly. That is... a bunch of it. That's a bunch of grunts and things. Yeah, that is... Actually, you know what we can do? We can use some Electro Mindlets, dude. Look at that. Actually using Electro Mindlets for its intended purpose. Because, like, what else would you use Electro Mindlets for, you know, this build for? I can actually feel like I'm killing bugs. That is 100% a Molly. That's really weird looking. Yeah, that is... I don't know how I'm killing this thing. Probably by shooting it to death. So personally, I like Big Bertha's low rate of fire when combined with a lower magazine. It makes me feel like I am not wasting as much ammo whenever I am firing. Where did that thing go? Over there. This is part of MCR testing. It just adds another mule to the mission. I think it gives you... I think it's like a mini mule situation where it gives you a bunch of ammo when you do kill it, or a bunch of, I need to get under it, is how it gives you a bunch of... Power attack it, and it should be safe, right? No, I need to clear out the front of it as well. Just have Bosco clear it out mostly. It gives you a bunch of nitra and gold, which can be used to buy goods and services, dude. Do we get a bunch of stuff? Yes, we got 70 nitra and a bit of magnite and a bit of morkite. Or, excuse me, not magnite. Magnite and Umanite. So recently in my life, the relationship and I have started playing a game that is very quickly taken over both of our lives, and that game is called Abiotic Factor. I purchased it a long time ago whenever it went on, I think it went on sale while it was under 1.0 or whatever. I don't actually remember what the conditions are for me to purchase it. I don't have stun, actually. I literally don't have any form of stun here. So I just need to die to a bunch of bugs, which is kind of cool. Why? Pardon me, everybody. Actually, I don't need to shock any of this. I think most of our thing is going to be, most of our damage is going to be, for BRT, is going to be the Electro Mindlets. There is more bugs coming this way, just because we don't have blow through, and this is kind of gonna be not very good. I do have dash this time, because I have finally learned my lesson and started to bring dash on every mission. Because dash, our Lord and Savior Dash, is always going to be loved. Yeah, this is... Oh my god, that is a Glyphid Praetorian that happens to hopefully be dead to this. Hey, Dad, he's not dead. That is... Pardon me, everybody. Okay, that's a little bit much, dude. Fucking pardon me, everybody. Yeah, don't kill me. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to go further into the room. I wanted to go past the enemy that could instantly freeze me. That's right. Hello, other Molly. Get me out of here. Get me the hell out of here. And kill that guy. Like, actually kill him. I know he's not gonna be dead anytime soon, but he could be dead. Why are you still here? The swarm's gone, dude. Like, are you okay? I mean, obviously he's not okay. He's literally, like, sitting there and chilling. Die? Oh my god, he's freezing me while he's close to me. That is insanely cursed. Just die, please. Thank you. At least Big Bertha does damage. No, get away from me. I heard you. Get out of here. Why? He just Freddy Fazbear. He was like fucking Foxy, dude. You saw that shit? Oh my god. Why did he leap at me? Fucking get out of here, dude. I have to know. You're probably dead to that, right? I don't have to, like, bite you or whatever, or do whatever. You're dead. You're just dead to the shock. I hope you're dead. Do you give me... He does not give me Veteran Depositor stacks. Unpoggily. So as I was saying, the relationship and I have been playing Abiotic Factor, which is a survival game based on SCP. That is a Nitro loot bug, and also that is a terrifying... Yeah, okay. Give me, like, half a second here to get Bosco to try and kill the rest of the swarm, and also... You know, this is alright. I was ragging on Electro Mindlets so much, and I think it is genuinely just an okay overclock. I don't think it does everything well, but it definitely is okay. It is killing the bugs, or at least killing the basic grunts, definitely better than what I was expecting. This has been a-okay in my book. Now, for the suppressor, it is having a great time. Anyway, it's a survival game based on SCP and Half-Life, like base Half-Life, not Half-Life 2, not Half-Life Episode 2, or not any of those. It is just based on... Was he eating the... Was he eating the gold chunk? This gold chunk's, like, smaller than usual. What is going on? So you're in a laboratory, or at least a facility, underground, trying to survive all the horrors. There's military invading, there's, like, a bunch of Xenos invading as well, for whatever reason. And it's all Half-Life coded, as well. Like, the voice lines that the characters do are also Half-Life coded, which I am completely down with, dude. That is... I played a lot of Half-Life. I have not played Half-Life Source, or, you know, Black Mesa or whatever, which is whenever Half-Life was redone in the... Give me a moment. Which is when Half-Life was redone in the Source engine, which I have just not touched. I should probably touch it and get some of the achievements. One of my fondest memories, whenever I was growing up, was playing a lot of the Orange Box whenever I was growing up. That is Half-Life 1... Or not Half-Life 1, that is Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, and Portal, and Team Fortress 2. Note, I didn't have Xbox Live, so I only played the other games, and I 100%ed it, or at least almost 100%ed it, on Xbox, and I never really did 100% it. And now... I purchased it, the Orange Box, on PC, and then played through Half-Life 1, or Half-Life 2, and also 1, but, you know, I didn't farm for achievements like I did in 2. And now the only achievement I have for Half-Life 2 is complete the entire game. That is the only achievement I am missing, and I still, like it's been years, dude, since I've done that. So, I've been contemplating doing a stream where the only goal is to getting the final achievement in Half-Life, and that is finishing Half-Life, which is kind of funny. And maybe then I'll go... That's a very cursed swarm. And maybe I will go and do, like, Black Mesa Source or something like that, which could be fun. A network error has occurred. Okay, I am playing solo, so I really hope there isn't a network error. Anyway, we have one of the hardest swarms to face, which is basically just grunts. Slashers, guards, and grunts. And this is, in my opinion, the hardest swarm to live through, because it's just a whole lot of enemies. A bunch of swarm clear is needed. This is one of the easiest swarms for Driller, but for this build, it might be a little bit difficult to survive, which is why I'm going to immediately get bitten by a slasher and then break my shields, and it'll be fine. I wanted to run into the hallway to use my... Actually, I could just toss it at the wall. To use my lead bursters effectively, but it seems to be... I don't really need to do that. This has been the best, like, no mod build so far. Maybe that is due to me being Gunner, and Gunner is just absolutely goated with the sauce, which is genuinely a possibility. But Electro Mindlets is doing some work. I forget how much Electro Mindlets actually does. I have to go look that up, maybe after this swarm. I am actually out of ammo for Electro Mindlets. So, instead of doing all that, we shall do this. We shall throw my lead bursters onto the wall there, or onto the ceiling. And somebody asked, why do I do that? Why do I throw my lead bursters onto a ceiling instead of just throwing it onto the ground or next to some bugs? Well, that is very simply, most of the lead burster goes above the lead burster. So if you throw it on the ground, you are not getting absolute full value from it. You are getting partial value. So if you throw it onto the ceiling, most of your bullets will be heading into the ground and into the walls, which is where bugs like to be. That is... This is awful. This is very awful. I might grab a resupply here. Might toss a shield and grab a resupply. This depends if that slasher hits me. We'll be fine. We can just get Bosco to come here. And then... Bosco. Well, that went well. Yeah, that went surprisingly well. Yeah, I don't know why people think Big Bertha is a terrible overclock. It is definitely better than combat mobility. So Electro Mindlets, whenever the little minelet explodes, it does 72 damage over the course of 6 seconds, which isn't enough to kill a basic grunt. If it did kill a basic grunt, it probably would be a lot better. But at the moment, to kill a basic grunt, you need 2 of them, or to refresh the duration at some point, or you just need to shoot them in the face a little bit. And then to kill a slasher, you need 3 of them. Right? You need 3 of them? I think so. I think it does like 200 damage if you stack 3 of them, since it does 70 each. Which is, you know, I would rather it just took 2 if it did a 108, or... No, it wouldn't take... Yeah, it would take 2. My math skills are apparently lacking, as everybody can see, as I am trying not to think while I'm talking, dude. And another thing about abiotic factor is we've played it for exactly 2 days. Those 2 days were both, like, 8-hour sessions, because I have 16 hours in abiotic factor, just explosive resist stuff. Hey, Bosco, can you... What the hell is that? Oh, that's the thing. Okay. I can shock that guy, and he'll probably take some damage. This is the real big problem with this build, is that ranged just isn't very good. I do think Big Bertha could use a small buff, and that buff is change the damage change the damage bonus from flat, which is plus 12 at the moment, to a times damage multiplier, so that the actual multipliers are bigger, or, you know, the damage stats actually matter. Because at the moment, you don't really need to take the damage mods on Big Bertha. It doesn't really do all too much. Most of what you are going to get is going to be rate of fire and accuracy. And then I need to not be here. I need to not ever be around here. Okay, thank God for MCR speed bonus on the zip lines, or else I would be absolutely cooked alive. There is also a Stalker coming. Luckily, we do have Shock, so Stalker is going to get affected by Shock, which is why I'm placing a bunch of things on the top shelf over there, just to shock the Stalker. I guess I can also toss that there. Should kill a bunch of bugs. I'm stuck on something. Made me throw a shield. Not the best shield in the world, because I could have just walked around, but hey, man. It prevents me from taking a bunch of damage, and there's already a Stalker that I need to worry about. Speak of the devil. He is now dead. So we played 8 hours in the past 2 days, which is a... Or, excuse me, 16 hours in the past 2 days, which is a very good indication that we are now addicted. Anyway, one of the best changes to this is just making the damage a multiplier instead of a flat bonus. And then another good change for it would just, like, does it give an accuracy bonus? You reduce base spread. Yeah, it does. Just make that bigger. Literally just make it bigger. Can I fucking help you two? Like, yes, I am exactly ignoring the... I am exactly ignoring the patrol bots, but that's because I don't think they're that threatening. That too, I can get that guy. So we should be... Am I gonna get him? I don't think so. He helps out a lot. Can I get this without having to care about all too much? I'm going to try to get it. Okay, well that's nice. We have to leave. How am I leaving is the big question. I need to go up here. Don't shoot me. You. Okay, well, I think we might be going back to the resupply. Is the resupply even active at the moment? No, the resupply is not active at the moment, which is not a good thing. That's a bunch of exploders. I don't have to really care about all the exploders. And the exploders are most likely going to die to electro minelets. This is just a showcase of electro minelets is underrated. It, like, genuinely is. Holy my lord, dude. Slowing the bugs to a crawl with very little ammo used. I mean, you know, I would have more ammo. Oh my. Can I take out... Can I take care of the Needosite Shockers if I just, like, shoot the ground? The answer is, may surprise you, and that is a big fat no. I think another change that I would do to this build would actually have mods, but that's besides the point. Exploders coming from behind me. I don't have to care about the exploders. I do have to care about all the different bugs, which is why I'm trying to run. Actually, you know what? I could just do this and run. Why don't I just electro-mindlet the whole way? Also, me getting stuck on a lot of things, like that slope there, is like just an indication that I need to stop. I need to stop running every once in a while and actually set up the jump, dude. That is all that that means. Those do damage to you? I mean, it did like 1 damage, so it didn't matter, but they still do damage. It is kind of insane, and I didn't know that. Alright. That's a horrifying storm that just appeared over there. I think I can take care of most of it. Actually, I don't have a resupply. I do, however, have one of these. We shall never talk about one of those ever again. My opinions on that differ greatly about why I think some grenades shouldn't be able to bounce. I have resupplier. I completely forgot I have resupplier. That also makes this a lot better. About why I think some grenades shouldn't be able to bounce off of grunts or bugs at all, and why I think some of them should be able to. Most of them just shouldn't bounce off of grunts and all that, just for ease of use, but I know it's a skill issue, dude. It is 100% a skill issue. That is my own fault. Did I miss something? Is this the final room? Because this is not a dirt patch, but it is a way to go, which usually only happens in... So, how mining missions generate is usually it's literally just a long string of caves, right? And then the final room is considered by the community a treasure room, as I put that in quotation marks, because that treasure room typically has a lot of minerals. It typically has like double the amount of minerals that you'll usually see in the map. And this apparently is the treasure room. And one of the indicators that it is the treasure room is not having a dirt patch to go further, but also the fact that it has a way to go that just loops right back in on itself. It's the same room. I also forgot to get this Magnite, which I will do so right now. And I will also grab a resupply by the time we go. This isn't the last of the mission. This is just the... I want to do a mildly short mission before we go on to maybe a longer one, like a refinery or something. Anyway, I will see you on the next mission. This was a surprisingly very easy mission. No stingtails, no septic spreaders to make this even worse. We just had the occasional rare stalker, and electric minelets does nerf stalkers quite a bit. Alright, so the second part of this video, I almost said mission, which isn't correct, but kind of is. The second part of this video is going to be a 8-egg mission. What the hell is that? Prospector. Well, this is going exceedingly well. We landed on a prospector, and we are also dealing with all the fun sorts of things that we will do. I honestly like the prospector as an enemy. I don't like the fact that are you okay, Nyack Trawler? I don't like the fact that I am in hell. I'm in a fucking hole. I'm in a, I know what mission I am in. I'm in a, point extract mission, is where I am. That's why I hit him. Because this didn't spawn a protected way. Yes, I am getting a patrol bot like I didn't do last time, because we are kind of in a certain way, dude. We are locked to being in this hole, at least until I dig out of it, or I manage to or I manage to zipline my way out, but I need to, like, figure out my zipline. This is a point extract hole. This is specifically the flat, like, angled mission, kind of. Also, vectors right there. So, it'll be the... I don't know how to describe it, alright? It's literally a flat area, right? What mission is this? Refinery. You know what? Maybe I can go fuck myself. We just spawned in a hole, dude. Get me out of here. We are not done with being murdered by a bunch of bugs, dude. This... I mean, most of those enemies are just dead, right? They're just... Get out of here, Prospector. Look at that damage, dude. No bad overclock can do that much damage, right? Just not how this works. Of course, you know, now we face 30 different patrol bots. Oh, why did it have to run away, dude? Didn't I ping the Prospector to, like, have Bosco kill it? So now I have to deal with that wave, or more bots. That's the real problem with Prospector, is that some of the time, Prospector does run away. I need to be very careful of this fucking hole. I thought I was about to, like, fall into the hole and die forever. Die in real life, dude. This is... just thank you, Molly. Okay, well, Molly almost killed me. But honestly did me kind of a solid, knocking me into the correct path for the zipline. There's also a certain amount of wave that is happening here. Just toss it onto the wall there. And hopefully that kills literally everything. There goes the Prospector. Now we don't have to deal with any robots spawning. Wow, that was a little bit hectic. Just a bit hectic. Okay, you know, this is a mild bit of a problem. We don't really have a good... Well, that's horrible. I don't want to be boosted in that direction, dude. That is awful. We don't really have a good area to fight. I'm so glad that Septic Spreaders aren't able to get the Glyphid Warden buff like most enemies in the game. Actually, what enemies can get the Warden buff? Because I'm honestly not too sure. Anyway, take one of these. Okay. You know what? Fair enough. Can you just freeze the warden, please? Thank you. Why is there so many Praetorians? How many enemies can get the warden buff? I think it's literally just, like, oppressors, Praetorians, basic runs, and guards and slashers, and that's it. Because I don't think anything else can get them. But of course, I don't actually know so. So, by the time you are seeing this video, some experimental Season 6 has probably come out. And if it hasn't, well, then you're probably not seeing this section of the video. But anyway, experimental Season 6 has come out, and honestly, future me is probably living the... Can you, like, not do what you're doing? Wherever that bot went. Where is that bot? Is he literally stuck in the wall? Why is there two of them? Why are they here? How did they get here? Why are they stuck? I don't think we'll ever know, and I don't think I'll ever truly care. And I'm honestly wondering how it is. Some of my greatest fears about Season 6 coming out is they don't fix the mission map, because I have a lot of issues with the mission map. Of course, I do play modded a lot, and I do play MCR a lot, so I don't have that many issues with the map while I'm playing MCR and all that. But, while I am not playing MCR, one of the biggest problems that I have is mission variety in the mission map, because most of my issues come from the Greenbeard assignment chain putting guaranteed of the lowest complexity and the lowest length of a mission type. There has to be at least one of those. Every single mission has to have one of its lowest length and lowest complexity that it can be, so that for the Greenbeard assignment chain. And then there also has to be a 2-2 mining and 2-2 egg mission as well, just for the Greenbeard mining assignment. And then there also has to be a 2 warning mission, and then there also has to be spec ops on the lowest difficulty that can be. And if you don't know, the mission map can only have 18 missions on it at the moment. It used to be 20. I don't know when it went to... I don't know whenever it went to 18, but it went to 18 at some point during the seasons, and maybe even before that. But that is something that has happened, and I don't like it because now, of those missions, 11 of them are guaranteed to be the shortest length and shortest complexity that it can be, or a 2-2. And also, those missions can't have mutators on them. So that's like double XP, that's Gold Rush, that is, you know, lethal enemies, that's... all of those cannot spawn on this. Why are we facing against Trijaws? Okay. I see. Yeah, this is like an insanely good combo. Like, I give myself breathing room so I can actually reload with, Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I got fucking stuck. I give myself breathing room with the electromindlets, and then I can reload freely. That's a very insane combo. So, that's 11 missions that certain way, and now if you add in the double mutator mission, which also has to guaranteed be in, which cannot have yellow anomalies on it, you start to realize that out of the 18 missions, there is now 12 of them that are guaranteed to be a certain way. And note, this also factors into the Greenbeard assignment chain unlocking regions in a certain order. So the lowest mining mission, egg mission, and refinery mission, all of them no mutators, all of them lowest complexity and all that, blah, 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 have to be in crystalline caverns and salt pits, because those are the first 2 regions that are unlocked to Greenbeards. So those areas typically won't have any mutators or any anomalies or anything like that. Note, it is changed for MCR because MCR is goated and I love MCR, but it's just kind of not very good for the variety of the game. Now, a lot of people probably don't care about this, and I will say that they probably don't play the game as much as I do, because this is like a variety issue for me. Most people just play whatever assignment they have, and that's it. I typically just play whatever I'm feeling like. Like, I wanted to play an egg mission here, so I am playing an egg mission here. And I re-rolled the egg mission until I got a 6 or an 8 egg mission, and that's it. But, yeah. 6 missions can be anything that they want to be. Mutators, anomalies, length, and complexity. And they can still roll the lowest complexity, lowest length, and no mutators, and no anomalies. I just wish the number of missions was upped. So if there is 13 missions that is guaranteed to be a certain way, I wish that there was 13 missions that could be anyway. Or, you know, at the moment, 12. At minimum, I wish it was... At minimum, I kind of wish it was we have a stalker, and I see the stalker. Bosco, can you just freeze him? Thank you. I had to do that so I can get an accurate ping of where he was, and also freeze the hell out of him. I don't know why I went this way, but, you know, this is currently the way that I went, and I need to worry about behind me. I also need to worry about this guy as well. This is going... This is not the best place to fight. In fact, this is kind of terrible. Help? Fine. In fact, I don't want to be down here, but apparently I am. Bosco, can you get the warden? Where I want to be. I definitely need a resupply for HP, and I need to wait. I don't think I can wait. I think we have to figure out what the hell I'm doing here. Don't shoot me, please. Wait for that. Never mind, we can't wait. Alright, we're fine. I hate the fact that those things are so fucking massive. Okay. Well, luckily we got some red sugar here, so we will be fine. And also, electric mindlets is doing its job in slowing down the swarm. I have no idea how I didn't get hit there. Alright. Where is that? Yeah, you. The septic spreader over there. I need you gone. Absolutely gone, dude. I wonder if there's a better place to fight all the bugs. My consensus is probably not. I also need to get rid of that trawler, because that trawler is probably aggroed onto me and will grab me from here. Because trawlers just like to do that. Anyway, if they add another mission into the rotation, that means that mission also has to be the lowest length and lowest complexity for the Greenbeard assignment chain, because the Greenbeard assignment chain will all of a sudden be 8, or not 8, it'll be 10 missions long, because it has to go through every single individual mission, and it's just to give a brief overview of how the game works. And it will have to be in a certain region as well, which will take the amount of missions available in the game to be anything from 6 to 5. This means less double XP, double minerals, you know, all the fun duck and cover, all the fun things. That means less of those in the game, which I know probably most people don't care about, but I certainly definitely do care about. And I play MCR most of the time, so, you know, why am I talking about this issue? But anyway, another thing that I'm kind of worried about is just... I am very worried about the replayability of the game if you are not playing in Abandoned Ossuary for the amount... What the fuck is this? I'm also playing about the replayability of the like, hey man, I'm not playing an Abandoned Ossuary and I'm not playing the new mission. And it's like I'm playing Season 5 still, which is kind of what I'm worried about, but, like, there is also the season event that will be happening, which apparently will bring the scarab bugs into the normal missions, but I am talking about this in the past, and probably Just get me out of here, dude. Bosco, can you, like, kill all the bugs, please? It's every single one, including the menace shooting at me. One of the greatest things about Big Bertha is that it doesn't actually nerf your AoE potential. It just nerfs your rate of fire, which is still completely fine. Yeah, there's just no good places to fight bugs, is there? What a wonderful time. One more swarm. Where's that swarm? Take some of this. I'm just going to toss 2 of those and hope that all the bugs die from that. Hey, a septic spreader died. That is good enough for me. Hey, Bosco, can you stop carrying that? And... No! Okay, you know what? That's... I know this little freaking Nyanka trawler will grab me if I don't kill him. That was... a little bit... That was a little bit cringe. And I could have easily gotten down there. But of course, I'm just better at the game than the game being better at the game. Why are you shooting at the oppressor? What's wrong with you, Menace? What the fuck's happening with the oppressors? Who cares? That is a... Listen, man, all that I want is to get a resupply. I don't want to fight, like, 50 billion bugs, but of course I literally have to kill so many different bugs just to get my resupply. Please reload faster. That's not good. I also just used dash, so that's also very pog. Why are you shooting at the oppressors, dude? I don't know why, dude. There is another wave coming in. Dude, I'm just trying to do my best. Oh my. I don't know where we are going when we go down here, and that is terrifying, but I am Gunner, so it really doesn't matter where we're going. All that I know is that wherever we go, the bugs shall die. Pardon me? Yeah, dash is just such a good option. Anytime I do a bad build and I don't have dash, it is just such a worse option. And of course there is two Praetorians along with it. Why wouldn't there be two Praetorians along with it? Well, that's not very good. Oh, and I'm out of ammo. This is why you always grab a resupply when you call in a resupply, dude. And, you know, reload all your guns, apparently. Get me out of here. I got freaking stuck on something. And also there's some dudes shooting things at me. That's also not Pog. Okay. Just use dash. There's your dash, dude. That's all that you needed. Get the septic spreader, please. Sure. Not really where I wanted to place that, but it worked out all the same. Everything still died the way that I wanted, and we are still good. You know, I haven't pulled an egg in a very, very long time, and it's kind of evident by the fact it's 25 minutes in, and I've only pulled 4 eggs. I have been taking my sweet-ass time here, trying to get out every little bit of this mission that I can. And I'm just, like... I know that speed is the best way to play this game. I still advocate play how is that acid actually hitting me? I don't know. I still will advocate very much so that it is definitely a play how you want sort of scenario with the game, because I'm playing, like, absolute terribly, alright? Let's be very clear, this is not the best player that you've ever seen in DRG. This is possibly, like, you know, one of the worst players that you've seen in DRG, mostly because I'm taking a billion points of damage at any given time. We are going this way, apparently, since this is the way that has a... Can you stop? This is apparently the way that we have to go? Why... Okay, yeah, I remember this. This is where this is where the patrol bots were. I hate this thing. Play how you want, because your skill will determine if you fail or pass the mission. It's kind of how I was about to say it. This is such a better area to fight in. All I need to do is remove all of those little purple plants that you see, because MCR adds the purple plants for whatever reason there, dude. Can you shoot them? Can you just kill them, please? No? Okay, I have to take out every single one of them. Fine. You're my Pog champ. Come here. There's also a wave coming in, as well as a stalker. I think the stalker is going along this way, as I can very clearly evidence. I need Bosco over here, actually. I need to throw the shield. Hopefully the stalker doesn't run. Get Bosco over here, please. Thank you, Bosco. I don't know where the hell that stalker was going, but you know what? Doesn't really matter whenever it's dead, does it? I mean, as it goes to show you, this build is good enough to fuck around on a map for a very long time. And also, you know, solo just has an insane amount of nitra potential that it really doesn't matter if the build is bad or not. You should always win your solo missions, and, you know, I come from somebody who's absolutely failed a bunch of solo missions, because I am a dummy-dumb. Alright, now that we've made this area nice and cozy with a bunch of floodlights from MCR, we shall actually commence with the rest of the mission, and then eventually do the Omen Tower. That should be fairly easy to do. Yeah, no, I'm surprisingly liking electro minelets in this build. I might... Ooh, that is a little bit nasty. Should be fine. None of these guys got hit by that lead burster that I just threw. That is kind of insane, but there was a bug directly in the way of the lead burster. And it was also kind of far away from them. Consistency, man, that's what matters for grenades, and lead burster just... It's a weird nade for consistency. If you want to kill, if you just throw it on the ground, its consistency is going to go all over the place. But if all of a sudden, if you attach it to the wall or anywhere else like that, your consistency just all of a sudden shoots up through the roof of dealing with a bunch of bugs. And I guess that's just, you know, you need to be skillful in the way to use it. But, you know, sometimes I just want to throw a grenade and not have it do some... not have it bounce off of Bug's leg that I didn't even see. We do have 2 swarms left. If we do get a swarm, are we boned if we pull an egg? I think it'll be a fun time, so I think we should double up on a swarm, if possible. Now, I do think this is 100% the wrong decision to do, but... it's the fun decision to do. Anyway, Bosco can just drop that egg. We didn't double up on a swarm, but we might have gotten another septic spreader as well. Pardon me, everybody. I need to dodge all of you and try to kill this guy. I need an angle so I can ping Bosco. There you go. Bosco is a fantastic addition whenever it comes to septic spreaders, or, you know, just solo games in general just get a lot easier whenever it involves septic spreaders and Bosco. Thank God that slasher. I will say that... oh, that's not good. I got hit by that twice. That's not good. I need to head towards my resupply. Don't hit me, dude. I need to head towards my resupply. I'm going to toss this on the wall over there and hope that it just murders a bunch of bugs. I really need those septic spreaders to be dead. I also need this shellback to be dead, in fact. I am going to value or take care of the septic spread or the shellback first, is what I'm going to do. Because I think it's more dangerous. Because it's right behind me. He's right behind me, isn't he? So I'm just going to try to have Bosco delete all of its armor. Because the septic spread... that's the most dangerous enemy here, actually. Right there, that's the trawler. Because the septic spreader is just going to be missing a bunch. It's not going to be hitting me at all. The only way that it's going to hit me is if I go back on myself any. So it really doesn't matter. Did you know that they actually gave septic spreaders a little bit of... God. This is now just so easy. Like, insanely easy. Whenever I have a big open room to mess around in. Did you know that septic spreaders have a little bit of tracking onto their shots? It is basically imperceptible, but one of the devs did confirm that they did have a little bit of track. Can I help all of you? Like, seriously, man? Like, I understand that you guys are assholes, alright? But you don't need to go around saying that you're an asshole. Well, the devs confirmed it, and I tested it in a... Really, Mully? You had to do that to me? You had to do it to him? Whatever, man. Mully is definitely a murderer, or trying to be. I tested it a lot with the septic spreader, like tracking and all of that. And basically, the only way, if you are walking in a straight line, like this, or like this, the only way that you are getting hit by a septic spreader is if you are walking towards the septic spreader or away from the septic spreader. And that is only if it does the straight line shot, because it has 2 different shots that it can do. It has the arcing shot that it most commonly does, and then it also has the fast straight one where it can do it. And there's no rhyme or reason how it does it, but basically if you are heading away in this way, there is, if it does the long and straight, then it's going to hit you if you are walking away from it. And it also will hit you if you're walking towards it, but that's besides the point. If you're walking towards the septic spreader, there is a issue, because you should be strafing towards it. Can you just freeze that guy? Because that is a little bit awful. I do have to... Hopefully that got it. I'm gonna toss another one just to deal with those septic spreaders over there, and hopefully it deals with them. Another problem that I have with like septic spreaders and all that is some of the time they don't like to make their death noise. I don't know how I got hit by a web spitter there. Again, the reason why I said the trawler is the most difficult, the most dangerous enemy in the game. It did not double hit me, but it definitely could have. Trawlers are like #1 on the enemy list here. Absolutely. Everything else, low as hell. Anyway, that's the wave done, basically. I think there is going to be a slight bit more. Actually, we are still in the wave. It felt like it was toning down, dude. It really did. I do feel the pain of having to deal with these bugs like this. There's also a goo bomber, which is cutting off my routes, but it doesn't matter, surprisingly. I do need a reload. Hi, septic spreader. You want to die? Thank you. And then the other one. I don't know why I'm going out of my way to kill the septic spreader. I just am. Since, as I said, it's a very low priority for me to kill. That is a stalker. I wonder where the stalker is. Well, I found the stalker. Bosco, can you fucking shoot the... shoot the... There's 2 of them. Yeah, you see him. He's right there. Okay, that's interesting. I only knew about 1. There might have been two pings for that. That's weird. That was a little bit hectic. Where did he spawn? Spawned all the way over there. Bosco, can you give a little bit of light? Did not give a little bit of light. Probably coming up and around that way. Yeah, as you can see, once you know their AI, you can predict where they're gonna be. It's just the problem of knowing that they exist is the really big thing. Alright, let's get Omen Tower done. I didn't actually look to see what Omen Tower it was. I just pressed the button for it. Is that Heavy Burster? That is Heavy Burster. That is also a Heavy Burster coming at me. It also knows that I exist, which is not very pog, but okay. Luckily, we don't have drones, because I think drones is one of the hardest things to deal with on Heavy Burster, just because it requires your attention. So much of your attention is just dedicated to dealing with drones existing. I should really get Bosco to shoot a cryonade. Thank you. He cryo-rocketed the wrong one. Whatever, Heavy Burster, you have been defeated by having another shield. Congratulations, you can eat them for breakfast, dude. Oh, Gunner, how does he work? Nobody knows how Gunner works. I don't even think Gunner knows how Gunner works. Can you actually cryo-rocket it again? That is not actually working. I wonder what the cold temp of the vents are, because it can be frozen. You might be thinking I'm absolutely and utterly crazy for trying to freeze it, but it can be frozen. I think specifically only 1 vent of each one can be frozen, but it affects the entire HP bar, which is entirely weird, and I don't understand why. And I can't use electromindlet, so I might as well just throw in the towel. Anyway, that was a very easy omen, and we are getting the hell out of here. We are done with the mission. This was a very fun mission, surprisingly. This whole build, I thought it was going to be absolutely awful, and I've had worse modded builds, like builds with full mods and overclocks, than this. This has just been extremely comfy. In any case, you all have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you all again sometime soon. Probably for Season 6, to be honest, hopefully.